Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today we are doing our art journal page and I'm on number 7 now. Still a real experiment, still not as perfect as I would like it, but I am playing and learning as I go. I think it's quite important, well it is for me, to learn things as I go and learn new things. So I'm choosing these sorts of colours. So I've got pinks and purples, Magenta Madness, Fresh Freesia and Elegant Eggplant, which are Stampin' Up inks, but any inks that you've got that you want to use, just use. These are water-based inks, so they work okay. I wouldn't say that they're brilliant, but they work okay. I am going to probably invest at some time in some of the oxide inks and things, but I haven't got them at the moment, so I'm not overly fussing on it. And I'm just doing some quite bright stenciling here, there, and sort of about on the page. No sort of rhyme or reason. Probably a lot of it's going to be covered up anyway, because I am doing some we're going to be doing some flowers and things, and I might actually cover some of those up as well. I don't know. I'm just literally, I quite fancied some pretty, almost like a trellis on the with the stenciling, so I'm literally just putting some of this in so that it can come, and it can come over the top as well. It doesn't have to be overly precise. I just quite like these sorts of colours together. I think they look quite pretty. I'm doing it more around the edge because we're going to work in the centre, but I quite like that. I think that's quite nice on there. And then I've got the darker purple, which I think will work quite nicely as well. I like the bright pink. I think the pink's nice, although we're not doing very much with it at the moment, but I think it is quite nice. So let's just put a bit of this in on here. Yes, that's quite nice, and it's a bit darker as well, isn't it, in the purple? So we can bring that in, maybe just a little bit up in this corner here, like that. Okay, so that's sort of given us a bit of stenciling, because that gives us a bit of a base. And I'm not putting it in, am I going to? Yes, let's do it. There's me always dithering, but planning is a bit of a dither, isn't it? You have to sort of work your way around. That's better. I do like the bright pink. I think the bright pink is the best colour on there, but I think we're probably going to add some more. Now, do you remember a little while ago I had these leaves and flowers, and I was just cutting them out of scraps and things? So I thought, in fact, I'm just going to tip them out and then we can use what we want. Leaves first, and I'm literally just going to grab some glue, and I'm just going to stick some of these leaves down. Again, fairly sort of randomly. It's not overly precise, but I'm just going to put some of these leaves sort of down in maybe little clusters, and we'll see how they work. So just stick a little bit of glue in on here like that, so that they stick reasonably well. I'm just sort of bringing them up and down a bit, and I've just got a few different ones, so I just thought I would just add a few different ones in and just see how they work, because we're then going to have the flowers in over the top, I think. So I'm just going to put this on here. Now, rather than having a big line, I just think I'm going to have do another one that color, I think. Yeah, instead of a big line, I'm just going to have little clusters, I think, because again, if you were putting this on a card, you could do the clusters. So This is just, as I say, ideas in my little book, because then it doesn't matter if they don't go out perfectly. Okay, so we've got those. These can go back into their little bag. It's a good idea when you have got, you know, an odd bit of scrap left, before you throw it into the rubbish, to just take a punch. Punches are easy because you don't have to fiddle around with them, but just take a punch and just punch out the last little bits that you've got. So that's exactly what I've done with this. I've just done the little pieces that I had left over, and I've just done, I'm going to leave those little leaves out actually, because I might add them to something. And it means that you've always got little pieces here and there. Now this one, I'm not going to empty them out. I'm just literally going to pick a few out like this. And whatever I pick out will actually go on here, because it's the sort of the colours and things, and then we're going to work with them afterwards. So I've literally just put some down, and it doesn't really matter because this is quite the abstract on here. I'm just going to build up quite a few of these little flowers here, there and everywhere. Just putting them across, just in. Some of them are embossed, some of them are, so they can go over the top of each other like that. And as I say, there's all sorts of different colours. I'm just doing them around where the leaves are. Put another one in like that to make sure that I've stuck them down well. I can maybe have one coming out like that. I've got a little tiny one here, which could be a centre, but I don't think I'm going to have it as a centre. I think I'm just going to have it just down here at the bottom like that. So we've got a little coloured part on here, and then I'm going to do the same in on here, probably with different colours. It depends what comes out, because the colouring's not that important, because we are going to be doing something over the top of them. So I'm just going to build it up just a little bit. Got all sorts of different colours and things in here, but again it's quite fun. There's some orange as well, which is quite nice. Have a bit of orange down on there, and maybe tone it in to bring that in together. We'll put a bit of orange up on here, shall we? That in like that. Okay, do they match up reasonably? I think so. I think so. As I say, it's all random colours, all bits of scraps and stuff, but I think we can work with this now. So I'm just going to put that one in there, and maybe one tucked up in like that on there. So we've got some in and some out, because I don't want them to be too... I'm keeping going because I just quite like the way they're just coming sort of in between each other. And we'll have another one on, quite a bit of blue on there, haven't I? Maybe I'll put a bit of blue up on here. Okay, right, so we've got 2 clusters of flowers, and I think that's going to be enough on there. So let's put these ones. My flowers and my leaves can go back in on this one. I was going to think about having a few more little leaves, but I don't think so. I think that's going to work, because we're going to just add some bits to this now to make this look a bit. So I'm just making sure that this is reasonably glued down like that. And then what I can do is I can add some of these over the top, so that we've still got the stenciling going on. And I wanted that pink is my absolute favourite, so I'm going to stick some pink. Oh my goodness, these are so stiff to get open. I'm going to stick some pink over the top, because I think that that will work quite well. So let's take some of this pink and we're going to literally just go over the top of the flowers, because hopefully that will bring it all in together, and over the leaves as well, because that, let's take that off. Yes, now that works beautifully, doesn't it? It just tones in everything that we've done, and it looks as if the flowers have been behind the mask in there. That's nice. I quite like that. So now we need to take some needs some more in on there, doesn't it? We need some bits and things like that to go in on the center. Now I have got, and I'm just going down here to get them, and what I will probably do is, which is what I tend to always do, is bring the actual tray out. I'll let you see it. I have all of these are my re-inkers, and these are all my liquid pearls and things like that. So I think we need some really pretty sort of liquid pearls and things in. So I've got a garnet, I've got a rouge, I've got a petal pink, that's another petal pink, no, two petal pinks. I've got a gold, I don't know how much gold I've got left. That's another sort of gold, and I've got an orange, and I've got a that gold is obviously not meant to be because that's gone on the floor, and I've got an orange. So you can get liquid pearls from virtually anywhere, and they last and last and last forever. All I do is I have a little pin, which I was just looking for and I haven't got on here, but I have my sewing box around the other side, so bear with me 1 second. I'm just going around the other side of my desk where I've got a little sewing box, and I'll show you some really old things that I've got. Look at this. This is a little tin, which is, I hope you can see that, throat pastels, a shilling, and that actually belonged to my mum. And so I've got my needles and things in here, and as long as I clean it up, I can have, that one might do, that's quite a thick one, to just clear the nozzles, because you do find that if you've got lots of if you haven't used them for a while, the top part gets a little bit blocked up. Now I don't know, that's too big, isn't it? I need a little fine needle because it's quite a little. There we are, that'll do. So I can put that through in on here, and we'll just take this out, if I can see to go in the hole. There we go. So if you go in and just give it a bit of a wiggle, it then unblocks the hole, and you can then, and I tend to do it on the back of my hand first so I can see it. There we are, it's coming out beautifully. So I can see where it's coming out, and I'm going to put some little ones in the center of these, so they're like little flowers, and I think in the center of the flowers normally are yellow, aren't they? I've got another little blockage in there. Now these, the reason I get quite a few little bits of blockages and stuff is that these are probably 5 or 6 years old now, so they're probably coming to the end of their life, and I will get some more, but while they still work, they're fine. And I'm doing quite big dots on here taking these in on here. Like that. So that's the yellow. Clean off the nozzle. So that goes in on the center, and then what I want to do is I want to just have some other colors and things coming through. Let's have a look and see on this one. And as I say, you can buy liquid pearls. You can buy, I think they're called Nuvo drops, which are the same sort of thing. And all they do is they just give a bit of a colour on there. Now these, I'm just going to add some just in around on here. So we just take these, they're going to be quite sort of random. And I am going to join some of them up a bit, but I just wanted that little pop of colours coming through, just joining that up. So that's the orange. Then we've got, this is the gold. I don't even know if the gold's going to work or if there's any left in it. I think it looks a little bit sparse. I think it might almost be empty on this one, but we'll have to see. Let's just put that in there and see if there's any left at all. Is there? Oh, there might be a little bit. I'll try and twizzle that in a bit. I don't know whether I can get that nib's quite fine, isn't it? No, I think that one's just about had it. Pink, nice pale pink. I like that one. You're supposed to give them a bit of a shake first, and then, as I say, this needle is still a little bit thick. Probably do the one that's a little bit finer because it's, oh, don't know whether that's gone in far enough or not. Yes, that's fine. So let's get some nice pink ones. I'm just putting them in between. It's not coming out very well. As I say, that's the only trouble with these, that you need to have. Right, I'm doing a very fine needle now. You just have to be a little bit, and of course I'm not going to be able to get this out. There we are, that's in. That's better. So the finer the needle, the easier it is to come out. Now you know that this is going to come out nicely. On there. There. It's a bit old, this. It's not coming out very well. It's me trying to make it a reasonably quick video, and you know what it's like. You then have so many little bits and things that you're trying to do that using older products means that they don't come out very well. Right, that's about as much as I can stand with that one. We are getting some nice, this is a nice colour, so hopefully this will come out well. But as I say, they always block up. I know some people say if you warm them up, so I suppose if you put them in something warm, then it will help, but most of the time they're not too bad. Is that going to come out nicely? Oh yes, that's going to be a nice one. Now, if you you can see how some of these are coming out in not the greatest of blobs. All you need to do is take the paper underneath and tap it, and it moves the blob down. That's quite a nice colour, isn't it? So I'm just bringing it across. I might even bring some of it onto the leaves and things as well, to just dot it down, because I like this colour because it's that pink bringing it through. That's nice. And then we've got this sort of crimsony red, which again is quite nice. What's called garnet. So it's going to be quite a nice red. Let's just pop my little needle in on here. Oh, that's going to come out well, I can tell. So let's have a look at this. It'll come out well. Nice big red ones these are. But as I say, use what you've got. This is quite, oh, have I got a, must have a split in there. It's not coming out the top, is it? It's coming out down the side. Look at that. Interesting, it's coming out down the side. So I need to take the top off of that. I'm not going to do too many more of that one. Let's get a bit of tissue to just take that off my finger. Probably have to, you can paint with them and do all sorts with these drops, and all I was wanting to do was to just add a little bit of colour and stuff in there. That's another pale pinky one. Let's see if that one will work. Have we done that one? I think we've done that one, haven't we? The last one is this gold, which hopefully will come out quite nicely. Just get my pin in there. There we go. And then hopefully this will come out quite well. Yes, you can see that's going to come out well. And again, it depends how old it is to how well it comes out. So we've got a few little peaks on some of these, but as I said, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of this actually over the flowers as well. So you've got this nice sort of pattern going on as well. Let me move these out of the way back into their little pot. And then, as I say, what I do is I take it from underneath like this and literally tap it, and it takes it's very difficult in a book actually, but on paper it's relatively easy, and you just tap from underneath and it settles the little dots down so they're not quite so pointy. Don't think it matters too much on a journal, because that's just sort of the way it is. And then all I need to do is to put like a little bit of a sentiment or something through on there. Now I've got these sentiments that are already cut and done, haven't I? So to save me fiddling about with them, I think we'll have white ones on here as well. So what have I got on here that I can put? A beautiful mindset. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Shall we have that just down the centre? A beautiful mindset. I'm going to put that down in, just straight in on the centre like that. There we go. So, quite fairly muted this time, not quite so busy, but I think it looks quite pretty. If I bring it up, you can see you could quite easily make that into a card. And that's my journal page for today. So thank you so much for watching me. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.